Hi everyone, welcome back to my lab and today's video in which we're going to be trying out Lunar Beauty. He has a few collections in his line already, but we're specifically focusing on the Strawberry Dream collection, which is the newest collection to the brand. I picked up the eyeshadow palette as well as all 3 lip products in a bundle, and while I was on the website, I did pick up one of the Moon Prism powders. In this video, of course, I'll be showing you swatches as well as a demo of how I created an eye look and my initial thoughts on the brand and the collection as a whole. Before we get into the video, if you're new here, I'm Yori. Thank you for joining me for this video. I hope you'll enjoy it and that you'll consider subscribing to my channel. I bring you new videos every single week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 a.m. Central. Now, without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into the collection. I purchased my collection as a bundle for $80 US, but you can purchase the items individually. There is an eyeshadow palette, which retails for $48 if purchased individually, and there's 3 lip products. There's one lip gloss, that one retails for $17, and 2 liquid lipsticks, which retail for $18 a piece. We will be trying all of these on. I am currently wearing the lip gloss. It's my understanding that this collection is themed after the Strawberry Moon, and the eyeshadow palette is called Strawberry Dream. It is labeled a color palette because there are some pressed pigments in this palette. Those are specifically labeled on the back side of the packaging as not intended for use around the immediate eye area. They are pressed pigments and they're likely to stain your eyes, so they're not approved by the FDA for use on the immediate eye area. I did apply them to the eye area and I haven't experienced any irritation or anything like that. Usually it's just prone to staining and you can use an eyeshadow base to avoid that. This is a 15 color palette and it is made in the United States. It's cruelty free and has a 12-month shelf life. You also received 17.1 grams of total product. The packaging is absolutely stunning. I love it with the theme. There's a very nice message on the back. It says, "This is for all the dreamers out there, inspired by the night sky like me." With this 15 shade color palette, you can go soft to sultry. Sweet dreams. The palette itself is even more beautiful than the outer packaging because you have this raised moon surface, which is really stunning. The clouds also have a bit of a raised surface, so there's texture to the palette. It's really beautiful. You do have the basic information on the back side, but if you wanted the ingredient information, you do want to hold on to the back of the carton. When you open up the eyeshadow palette, you have a beautiful mirror, and here are your 15 shades that you have in the palette. They're absolutely beautiful. All along the top, you have some metallic shades. The ones in the center are all more matte shades, and they have the Lunar Beauty logo, the crescent moon pressed into it. It's really very beautiful. Along the bottom, you have 4 matte shades, and the shade Lightning is a metallic. So you have a good mixture of matte and metallic eyeshadows. Let's go ahead and look at some swatches of the eyeshadow palette. I do my swatches on my bare arm, no primer, and I just do one single swipe of the eyeshadow. Hopefully seeing those swatches will be helpful to you in determining if the eyeshadow palette is something that you want to pick up for your personal collection. I will of course apply the eyeshadow to create this look so that you can see how some of the shades perform on the eyes. I did want to mention that the reason why I picked up this collection, because originally I wasn't going to buy it, but I saw Nerdy Mama Makeup do a video on the collection and she mentioned that it smells like strawberry, or that it's supposed to smell like strawberry. It doesn't really smell like strawberry to me. It has like a faint hint of strawberry artificial scent, but to me it more smells like factory, you know, that kind of makeup factory smell. I mean, it doesn't smell bad, it's a little artificial. So if you were thinking of picking up the collection just because it smells like strawberry, don't do that. That's what I did. Luckily, I'm enjoying it so far, and so I'm glad that I did. But if it's just the strawberry scent that's getting to you, just be warned. I personally don't think it's that intense or that authentic. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lip products. For the lip products, you do receive 3.5 grams in each of them. They are, of course, cruelty-free, and these have an 18-month shelf life. All the outer packaging looks identical. It's very much on theme with the eyeshadow palette. When you open up the package, that's when I was absolutely impressed. These darker ones are the liquid lipsticks, and this is the lip gloss. The lip gloss is in the shade Dreamy, and you have 2 liquid lipsticks, one more nude one in the shade Daydream, and one that that is a lot more punchy, and that one is in the shade Dreamsicle. These are so beautiful. They are truly amongst one of the most beautiful packaging that I have in my collection. When you look at the packaging itself, it's very nicely finished. You have the logo of the brand, and then at the very top there appears to be like a bit of a jewel inside the packaging. I'll insert close-up so that you can see it a little bit better. It's just gorgeous. And then here is the doe foot applicator for the lip gloss. It is a flat applicator. This lip gloss smells divine. Now, where I didn't care so much for the scent of the eyeshadow palette, the lip gloss is an entirely different story. I'm gonna show you the applicator of the liquid lipstick as well. This one is a doe foot, as you can tell, but it does have an angle to it, and it does create a nice format for you to apply the liquid lipstick. The liquid lipsticks are similarly scented to the lip gloss. I love that fragrance. It's that cake batter vanilla kind of fragrance. It smells divine. I was very curious about this collection as well because I have seen Kat from the Beauty News girls rave about the liquid lipstick formula specifically, so I definitely wanted to try it out, and I didn't hesitate to pick up the bundle because I thought it was a good deal. I will try them on the lips so that you can see them applied. Lastly, I did pick up one of the Moon Prism powders because they were on sale at the time on the website. They still are for $20.80. I picked up the shade Mars, and on the back side there's a message on this one as well. It says, "In the name of the moon, I'll highlight you. Shine bright with these gorgeous Moon Prism powders that will leave even the sun gagging for more. These powders go from buildable to blinding in seconds. Shine on, my loves." I kept this in the box because I wanted to show you the packaging. It's in the shape of a crescent moon, but then when you open it up, it kind of slides open and you have the full moon like that. I understand that this was inspired by the anime Sailor Moon, and I'm not too familiar with anime. My daughter was really into it at one point, but Sailor Moon was not one of the ones I learned a lot about, even though I know what she looks like. It's very popular, but here's what the packaging looks like, and this is beautiful iridescence. It's just gorgeous. This is cruelty-free, 12-month shelf life. You receive 9.9 grams of product, so almost 10 grams of product in the highlighter. This really is a gorgeous packaging. It's faceted and very iridescent. It's just beautiful. When you open it up, you do have a mirror, and this is the Moon Prism powder, which I picked up in the shade Mars, and I am wearing it today. It's interesting because it looks a lot more peachy in the pan, but when I applied it, it has a lot more of an icy pink reflectivity, which I didn't think it necessarily went with the eye look, but it doesn't look bad. It's definitely a blinding highlight. I applied it dry, and that's the end result. Very beautiful. Let's go ahead and get into how I created the eye look. I created it so quickly. It was very easy to work with the palette, even though my eye was giving me a little trouble as usual, but we definitely pushed through the video. So I hope you'll enjoy seeing that demo, and I will be back with my final thoughts at the end. I've already primed my eyes using the Anastasia eye primer. It's really light. They can use a variety of shades. I'm gonna go ahead and go into this shade right here, which is Skyline, and I'm going to apply it all over my lid with a Smith 235 brush. I'm using patting motions all over the lid, and then I'm going to blend as I work that shade upward. That's the pigmentation I achieved with 2 dips of the eyeshadow brush. Now I'm going to go into a Morphe JS number 6, which is a smaller version of that same brush. And I'm going to go into the shade Sunrise, and I'm going to start to work that into the outer V as well as into the crease. Again, I'm just using those packing motions. It's funny, I've been doing a lot of pink eyeshadow looks. I don't know why that is. I guess I've just bought a lot of pink palettes lately. And then I'm just gonna fluff out the edges. Next, I'm going into the shade Strawberry Moon, and I'm using a Luxie 131, and that's a mini angled brush, and that's what I'm going to use in the outer corner. The palette is really easy to use, actually. This eye gave me the typical trouble of watering, and the tears are running upward into all of these matte shadows, but you know what? It's irritating with regard to makeup, but I can see, and so I'll just be thankful for that, and work around my watery eyelids. And again, I'm just going to blend upwards with the original brush. For the lower lash line, I really want the blue to pop, so I'm going to be using this chromographic eye pencil from MAC. I'm going to apply that inside the waterline, and on the outside, I'm going to go in with a shade of the palette. The shade I'm using in the waterline is this one here, which is Blue Sky. And my brush is a Luxie 141. And again, with the largest blending brush, I'm just going to diffuse that along the bottom. And I'm going to touch up the edge with just a little bit more of that Strawberry Moon shade, just to connect the lower lash line to the upper, right here in the corner. I wanted to try some of the metallics, so I'm going to go into the shade, which is Lightning, and I'm applying that with a Smith 253 to my brow bone and my inner corner. I'm using the shade Dry. And we're gonna give this a final buff all around. And that's it for the eye look. It was pretty easy. I have been filming for 8 minutes, so I'm gonna definitely cut it down in edit time, but I just wanted to let you know just how quick it is to work with it. You can see how my eye is bleeding a little bit. I'm gonna fix that. And I'm gonna apply false lashes. I did use a little bit of liner. This is the Too Faced Sketch Marker, and I just apply that over the lid to disguise my falsies, and these are in the style Jet Setter. So I'm gonna finish up and we'll be back to apply some highlighter. Well, I fixed my eyes as best as I could, and I'm ready to apply some highlighter. This one is in the shade Mars, and it didn't launch with this collection. They were on sale when I bought the bundle on the website, and I thought I may as well try them. Plus, this packaging is so lovely. I'm not sure if the shade is gonna be too dark for me, but we're gonna give it a go. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Powder and Sculpt brush. I think it's actually a lot lighter on the skin than it looks in the pan, and it clashes a little bit with my brow bone highlight, but that's okay. I'm just trying it out. It definitely has a very strong pink shift. So that's the highlight. I think he prefers his highlighters very, very intense. It's different than what I would have expected. I would have expected something more peachy and less icy, but it's still pretty. Let's go ahead and try the lip products. I picked up all 3. There is a gloss, which is called Dreamy, which is in the white packaging, and 2 liquid lipsticks, Daydream, which I heard was very popular, and Dreamsicle. So let's go ahead and try these on. I'm gonna try them on lightest to darkest. It smells so good. So this one is just the gloss. Very pretty, very thin formula, feels comfortable. I can still smell it. It smells delicious. It's one of those cake batter fragrances, or vanilla maybe. It smells amazing. It feels really good too. So let's go on to the shade Daydream, and this one is a matte liquid lipstick. And here you have your shade Daydream. It's a very pretty pinky nude. I like that it's not too light, so it doesn't completely wash me out. I think it looks pretty with this eye look, but I'm not sure if this is the shade I'm gonna keep on. Let's go ahead and try on the other one. And lastly, we have the shade Dreamsicle. I love this shade, but I think it's a little bit warm tone for the eye look. If I had put a little bit more of the corally pink, it would have gone really well. But I don't think it necessarily suits this specific eye look, but I really, really like this kind of shade. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I created the eye look. The eyeshadow palette was really easy to work with. I didn't work with any of the metallics up at the top. I mainly worked with Lightning on the inner corner and on my brow bone highlight because I just wanted to see what the metallic formula was going to be like. Kat from Beauty News again she did mention that she was a little bit sensitive to the metallic shades, but she was working with a different collection. I forget what the collection was called. So she was working on that one, and she said she was a little sensitive to the metallics. I haven't been, at least to the one that I applied today, but I'll keep using the palette and I'll definitely report back. In general, I have to say I'm very pleased. Even though the color story didn't necessarily pop out at me originally, I've been really into pinks lately, whether by accident or by design, I have no idea. But I really like the eye look. look that I came up with, and my daughter was even asking me, what palette are you wearing on your eyes, when she saw me with my makeup completed. So it's a very beautiful palette. The mattes performed really well for me, and to me, that's kind of the most important part of the palette. In terms of the liquid lipstick formula, very interesting formula. It goes on very liquidy, not as liquidy as Fenty Beauty, but definitely more on the liquid side, but it does start to dry down right away. You do have time to work with, but you can tell when it starts to dry down. It's not uncomfortable on the lips. I would say as far as liquid lipsticks go, this is amongst the better formulas. I'm very impressed with. The only thing is with the color selection, I feel that to wear this particular shade, the Dreamsicle shade, you kind of have to go with more of the warmer tones in the eyeshadow palette to get it to really match. And then the one nude shade, Daydream, was really beautifully selected. It was definitely a good nude. I have a feeling that this is one that some people may prefer to wear with a lip liner just to have it blend better against their skin tone. I probably will also include it with a lip liner, although I was happy that it didn't fully wash me out. It's not one of those really, really light nudes. Lastly, the lip gloss. I'm kind of in love with the lip gloss right now. It's really nice. Very comfortable, very shiny, not sticky, not goopy, not stringy. It smells delicious. It's a beautiful, beautiful packaging. I'm kind of really loving the lip gloss right now. I've enjoyed everything, but so far this is my favorite. And the highlighter, what can I say? It's beautiful. It's definitely an intense look. I don't feel that it's emphasizing any of my texture, and I applied it completely dry, and I did not put any setting spray over it. I had my makeup completely done, and I had applied my setting spray prior to applying the Moon Prism powder. And I think that given those conditions, it applied really well. I kind of wanted to see exactly what the product could do. So if you're picking up any of the collection and you want to toss one of these in your cart, I'd say they're pretty good, and you'd probably be really pleased if you enjoy a blinding highlight. So, you know, overall, I have to say I'm impressed with the collection. My first try with Lunar Beauty has been a positive one. I'm really impressed with everything that I used. I think it was reasonably priced. Given that it's an indie brand, the eyeshadow palette is a little bit more on the pricey side, but you're getting 15 shades and a cruelty-free made in the United States product. So that usually drives the price up a little bit as well. I love the look that I created. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know if you've tried anything from Lunar Beauty and what you're thinking of the brand as a whole. But right now, I'm pretty impressed. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful if you were considering trying Lunar Beauty for yourself. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up on this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing, joining my makeup family if you haven't already. I would love to have you. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your day with me. I hope you're doing very, very well, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon on my next one. Bye-bye.